Well, good morning and welcome to Memphis Monday 208, our graduation ceremony. I finished first in the class, but I'm not going to give a valedictorian speech. Instead, I'm going to show a summary video of all the projects we completed, about 60 of them this year. Now, at least watch part of them, because I tried to put some music in there, and I worked pretty hard on it. So watch part of it anyway, and tell me what you think in the comments. But we're not going to get anything done unless we do what? That's right. Let's go. Well, here's a nice little chair. We fixed the arm. Remember, we put some dowels in the arm. We put dowels in the seat to reinforce it. We replaced, we installed 5 fake tenons. That's a good takeaway right there. We made new rockers. That'll do it for another Memphis Monday. Memphis Monday 158. Today we built this little nightstand. There's nothing wrong with the prototype of just not made as with there's our new nice shop dolly. It's lower, it's longer. It's got the braces to keep it from sagging in the middle. It's got high dollar wheels that lock. It's got a handle. So I'm pretty satisfied. There it is, our little lap desk. The little trap door. 7-degree angles on the storage bins. Stained it with color called Puritan Pine. Well, there it is. Let's. I'll plug it in. I turn the shop lights off so we can see it. I'll turn it on. What do you think? Well, there are end grain cutting boards for Memphis Monday 162. 2 inches thick. End grain, they got a real nice pattern to them. Well, that's our 2 new shelves built in the same system as the rest of our shelves. Put in 2 new outlets here for plugging stuff into. Strong, light. It's the same system we used when we built those cabinets over there. So it came out pretty nice. I went ahead and put a finished front on it. So in case I do want to put doors in here, I can. Right now I'm not planning on it because I think they'd be in the way down here low like this. Well, that wasn't too bad. And now these wheels, see, I can move this thing around real easy with those big wheels on there. Okay, let's cut the top of it off up there. Well, I got 2 lights in. Let me put the other 2 in, and this case will be closed. The weight of the shed roof is held by these 5 4x4 treated posts that are in the ground 2 feet. Double header boards. Double tie downs on the roof rafters. Well, that'll do it for Memphis Monday 167. Last week we got our shed roof in, 20 feet long, 10 feet wide. And then this week we completed our deck. An additional, I guess it's about 9 feet. Lines up perfectly with the old deck. That's important. And it'll weather in and begin to look like the old deck. Our ultralight storage shelves are complete. Remember, if you have a solid wall in the back, not not tin or drywall or anything like that, but something solid, you can build these ultralight shelves, and they're plenty strong. They're easy to build, and they work really good. The reason I don't do a lot of this kind of work is because I'm old and I shouldn't be up on ladders. I'm deathly afraid of heights. Sometimes I have to stop because I start shaking in fear. Well, here's our nice little mobile kitchen island. Got a butcher block end grain top, 1.5 inches thick. Got these 100% slide out drawers. Removable shelves with an extra shelf in each one. So I think it came out okay. If you want to see how we built this nice little terrarium stand here, 100% oak, stay tuned, because that's what we're going to do today. If you want to see how we repaired this little Ethan Allen double-decker side table, stick around, because that's what we're going to do today. And here's our seat back. Let's see if any of these other joints want to come apart. Well, there's our little kitchen cabinet drawers. 100% slide out, 75-pound test. I've got to get some material to cover the seat. But in the meantime, I can go ahead and finish the bench part. I didn't like the looks of the stain, so I'm going to paint these. I've already started to paint them green, so no big deal. I'm just going to paint them, and I'll bring you back when we start doing some assembly. If you want to see how we built these 3 bike stands, stay tuned, because that's what we're going to do today. If you want to see how we built this nice little shoe and boot stand, stand by, because that's what we're going to do today. So there's really a couple of things to remember on this herringbone. All the weaves are different. This herringbone, what you do is here I've gone over one, and now I just alternate under 3, over 3, under 3, over 3, and so forth. Well, there's our restored, came back Kennedy rocking chair. I've still got to put some kind of stain and finish on the cane, but right now it's wet and I need to let it dry for a few days. Or what Robert's doing here is putting in the nailers for the braces for the system. Here's a long view of my shop standing back by the door. Of course, I took that boat out a couple of weeks ago. Got a lot of my tools up against this back wall. My main workbench, thickness planer, outfeed table and toolbox, outfeed tables for my saw, chop saw. And a great feature of this shop is those back cabinets right there. There's about 36 of them. Of course, I don't need to tell you how a magazine rack works, but maybe I do. They're not as popular as they once were. All right. You can kind of put books in here, you put them in here sideways, or you can put them in like that. They also roll up, sometimes people will roll up newspapers, put them down in there. Well, there we have it for Memphis Monday 185. We got our joiner table with built-in dust collection. Handy little slide-out shelves. This morning I'm doing a little assembly. I'm not using a table jig on this particular restoration, but I have made a couple of templates which will square the corners, and then I'll square the whole frame on the tabletop once everything's screwed together. Well, there's our nice little coffee table. The only thing really wrecked was the top, but in order to fix the top, we had to completely remanufacture the thing. We shortened the frames. We changed out the screws they had with pocket screws, and we added some pocket screws. We sanded the whole thing down and put the same finish back on it. Okay, before we go to the trouble of doing the other two, let's check for stupid mistakes. Well, there we have it for Memphis Monday 190. our clamp rack project. We got some room to grow here in our pipe clamps. I plan on buying at least 4 more, so I left. I think one of our technical challenges is going to be to trying to restore this oak desktop. Well, I don't know if the thing will look good as a table, but I really like the underside. It's a little Rube Goldberg, but you won't see it, and I think it really makes it strong. Let's try to get this thing on the floor without wrecking it. And I'll fine tune it over here. Doing some final sanding on it, kind of blend it together so natural stain on it. Let's put the shelves in it, see what it looks like. And there's our little primer stand. I need to put some more polyurethane on this one here. Okay, did everything right, they should exactly fit. That one does. Well, there's our whole deck that we built with our ramp and all that. And then here's our steps we just built. Well, there we have it, our tiger oak. Banker's swivel back chair. Now putting those 45-degree braces in. This part here was already strong before I put the braces in. Well, she's all locked up. Can't having trouble adjusting the height. Well, here's our little window shelf for Memphis Monday 204. Tell you what, I'll go ahead and install it, and I'll show you what it looks like installed. I got our blank roughed out. Well, there's our glider rocker for Memphis Monday 207. There's our prototype we built last week, and our goal was to make this one shorter. I don't think we accomplished that, did we? This week's version actually looks taller to me. Alrighty, that does it. There's all our projects for the year. 205 for Memphis Monday 208. Next week we start our freshman year in college. We're going to be majoring in woodworking, beer drinking, student loans. We're going to have all kinds of college stuff. We may even get a coonskin cap and run around in convertible cars, and I don't know, whatever you do now as a college freshman, because we're going to be there starting next week. So get excited. Comment, Facebook, all the stuff you do. But make sure you're here next week when we start our first year in college. Thanks for playing along.